Now we look into the life cycle of a defect and a defect report. This is a bug or defect life cycle from Bugzilla 3.0. And before going over this life cycle, you should understand that this is not one size fits all solution. This is not the correct answer in the exam. This is just one way that the bug life cycle may go. So this is a configurable process. And you should not treat this as the only possible way that the life cycle could go through. You could make changes here and your process would still be as good, or it could even be better. So in some sense, in software engineering, at least when it comes to process decisions, you cannot say that there would be correct answers. There are just some ways to look on how the process might be configured and how it might be useful. So this is just an example of a possible bug lifecycle. So not treating this as a correct answer, but an example. Now let's go over this life cycle. We start from the top. So here in this box, new bug from a user with can confirm status or product without unconfirmed state. So what does this mean? So if the product or if the configuration of this process doesn't have unconfirmed state, it goes directly to new. If the product has unconfirmed state, it first goes here. But a user with can confirm authorization can put it as a new bug directly. Maybe the user reporting it is core developer or core tester, so they don't need to go through this unconfirmed state. And this unconfirmed state might be reserved for, let's say, external collaborators. Because in open source project, basically anyone can make an account to Bugzilla or whatever bug tracker they are using, and then they can start reporting bugs. And if you are newly registered account in a Bugzilla and you are reporting bugs, for sure they will first go to the unconfirmed state. So someone will actually look into the bug reports before they are even admitted as a new bug in the system. Okay, so next, the bug is confirmed by someone that is in the core organization that is developing the software, or it receives enough votes. So this is truly in the, let's say, open source fashion thing. So people can vote for the bugs, and I think basically anyone can vote for them. So if you receive enough votes, it moves to the new state. From the new state, the bug can move to assigned state. This means that a software developer has taken a position of the bug. So this means that now we know who will be fixing this bug. We have a name for the person that is fixing. There is also direct leap from new to the resolved state. So if the software developer already fixed it and doesn't want to go through the assigned state first. From the assigned state, when the development is finished with the bug, it goes to the resolved state. Other arrow out or other arc out here is that the ownership is changed. So the developer that it was assigned to is, well, maybe the developer is not available, maybe the developer is sick, maybe the developer left for another project, or maybe the developer thinks that I'm not the correct person to fix this defect, so I'm going to assign it to someone else. So then it moves back to the new state. From the resolved state, now the developer claims that the bug is fixed, but now the quality assurance people start to look into the solution. So they look into the solution. If they are not satisfied, then the bug is reopened and developer takes position and tries to resolve. Or from the reopen state, if the same developer continues, then it goes back to the resolved state. And now that we are back into the resolved state, we almost forgot. This is very important field. So there are possible resolutions, and only in the case of that the resolution of a defect is fixed, it moves to the QA, to the quality assurance phase. There are other possibilities of resolving a bug than just fixing it. So other resolutions could be that the bug is duplicate of some other bug. in that case, this bug is linked to the other bug report. So all the duplicate bugs would be then linked to each other. Another resolution is won't fix. So this means that the bug is resolved, but it is not fixed. And there could be various reasons why the bug is not fixed. Maybe it's not possible to fix these bugs, or maybe not seen as so serious, or maybe there is not enough time. Another possible resolution is that it works for me. So in this case, the developer cannot duplicate the bug. The steps to reproduce might be missing something, or for some reason the bug cannot be reproduced in the developer's environment. And when the software developer cannot reproduce the bug, it is nearly impossible for the developer to fix it. So if it works in the developer's machine, there is really no good starting point on how to fix this bug. So then they may file it as works for me. And why this works for me might occur is that there are flaky bugs in the system that just come up in some cases. I mean, I guess we all been into a situation where some of our software-based devices do not work. And when our software-based devices like our mobile phones, our routers, our computers do not work, they obviously have a bug in them. However, what we as users do to fix the bug is typically we reboot the system, and then 98% of the time the software-based system starts to work. So this is the case for the works for me. So the bug cannot be replicated, and therefore it cannot be fixed. Finally, there is the invalid state which indicates that there is something wrong with the defect report. I mean, this bug cannot possibly fix, or there is simply not enough information in the defect. Okay, now we have looked into the possible resolutions. I mean, this is also not a fixed list. There could be more different resolution states, but here are some. So now we were in the resolved state, and okay, so the QA verified that the solution is worked, going on to this branch. So then the fix is verified, and if the bug is not reopened for some other reason, this is a bit strange arrow here. Going to the reopened, I guess there could be a reason that the QA first sees it, oh, this is okay, but then they later realize that it needs to be reopened. Then, so in all those cases, the bug is closed. And apparently from the resolved state, you can also take an arrow and go directly to the. And if you go to your favorite search engine and search for different images with the search software bug lifecycle, you can see different variations of the bug lifecycle. So for example, the first one is from Jira. And then there are, a lot of different options on how the bug lifecycle may be represented and how to configure this process. So the software defects, the software bugs need to have a life cycle in the software organization, but there is no correct answer for what the life cycle should be. Of course, roughly these models are all close to each other.